How are you? Some of you may not see this video live, and some of you may. But I'm not going to be on here long, but I just wanted to say a few things that has happened to me in the past week or so. Some of it is good news, some of it is not so great news, and then some of it is wonderful news. Anyhow, I want to tell y'all about how I had a dream about Kaya. Now, Kaya is one of my favorite roast and gaggers. I do love her, some of her music, and I do appreciate how she is very talented, how she can just get like a little name or skit or something and just, write a song. So on that note, I do love her Next Caller song, and also the classic My Neck and My Back, which, like she said, she has hits that stick like grits, and that has been paying her and her family's way for over 20 years. And I grew up in that genre. Me and Kaya is probably around the same age. I'm probably about 4 or 5 years older than her though, but still, that was in my genre. But anyhow, like I had a dream about her because she has this one video. So when you get a chance, go to Motormouth TV, Kaya Motormouth TV, and it's an old video from Memorial Day weekend, 5/28/2018. That was one of the best roast and gags that she had that day out of all of hers. Even when she was with, MM M or whatever you want to call her, Mandy, Man Whore, MMH. But anyway, this is one of the best she done, far as I'm concerned, and it has over 65,000 views. But she's roasted and gagging Heather, someone named Heather, that left her a voice message in reference to the shootings in Santa Fe, and Kaya had her say in it, and it was so funny. So when you get around to I think the 11-minute mark, to like the 18th minute mark on the video, then you'll see what I'm talking about. So at least once a week, I go and watch that video, and I can verbatim, like word for word, repeat everything Kaya said. And it was so funny. She roasted and gagged Heather. Heather even left her phone number on a voicemail. I think everybody that watched the video probably called Heather. I'm quite sure by now she got her number changed, but you know, I think I even wrote the number down and tried to call Heather. But anyway, I had a dream about her, and it's probably because I always go back and watch that video because it's very entertaining. And she was hitting some facts, like, these children are going in shooting up people, shooting up the schools from being bullied and stuff like that. So it is a difference between white schools and black schools. They're putting metal detectors in now black schools, but none in these white schools. But our students aren't shooting up everybody and blowing up people. And Kaya had some great points on that. So that was my, probably why I had a dream. I can't really remember what was in the dream. I know we were hanging out. I think I met her. She probably came to my town. This was the dream. We hung out. She was a cool, down to earth person. But I truly believe that why I had a dream about her is because I go back and watch that video. So once again, go to Kaya Motormouth TV. It's the live from May 28th, which was Memorial Day weekend. And go check out what she had to say to Heather. So anyway, all right. So other than that, the past few weeks we've been dealing with the death of my niece. She was 29 years old. She had brain cancer. The facility she was in, and one of my last video I did, they dropped her, and they didn't get her any immediate attention. So over a month period of time, she was deteriorating. And then when she had a regular doctor's appointment and they gave her an MRI, they noticed that she had a fracture and she had bleeding on the brain. And that particular day when she was at the hospital for her appointment, she went into cardiac arrest. They brought her back, but then she died the next day. So she has two young children. We just buried her on this Wednesday, this past Wednesday. We're in the process, the family's in the process of getting an attorney. Well, they have an attorney to investigate because the facility she's been in for the last couple of years, they dropped the ball and they dropped her on her head and didn't get her no media attention, and they didn't let the family know. So anyway, that was sad. But the funny thing about it, at the funeral, it was so entertaining. Okay, so we had a young pastor. He's about 44 years old. He was a friend of my niece's dad. So he did the eulogy and everything. But what was so funny is that he was illiterate. And when I mean illiterate, he was really illiterate. He could not. I mean, he jacked up everybody in our family name besides my niece, the one that was deceased. And I'm quite sure he made sure he got her name correct. Her name was Terrell. Rest in peace, Terrell. We're going to miss you. We've missed you already. And because he knew better, because his best friend, which was my niece's dad, probably would have jumped in his shit. But anyway, so I had a niece and a nephew and two nephews that got up and either said something and sang. My niece's name is Melanie, and it's spelled Melanie. He said Milani. Then I have a nephew named Khalil, Kahlil. He said Kale. Then I have a nephew named Makai. He said Malika or something like that. And then my brother-in-law name is Kenneth, and it clearly said on the program Kennth. He said Keith. It was so funny. I mean, we were cutting up, me and my husband, a few of my husband's cousins they're a little younger than me. Actually, they're around my oldest son's age, in their early 30s. We were cutting up in the back pew. Oh, I mean, we were cracking up. Actually, the whole funeral was cracking up because we were reading and it was like, what is he talking about? So it's a good thing that it's a good thing that they said to read the obituary silently to yourself, because I mean, if he had to read it, it would have been a mess. So just one word of advice: if you ever have someone who's not familiar with the family and their family names, and these weren't names that were crazy like Shaniqua, Shanae, and I'm just being facetious, but I'm just saying these are regular names, and he just did not take the chance to sound out the names of these people, and he was just giving them whole new names and stuff like that. So we cracked up about that. I even got on my Facebook page and I said, well, where's my niece Milani and my nephew Kale? We were all laughing about it. It made us feel, much better about having to, have funeral services for my niece. And one of my cousins said, "Well, is it a requirement to read in ministry school? Because if it was, like, Lord knows they need to revoke his certificate." My nephew, the one he called Kale, said he's gonna call the church ministry department and tell them to revoke his certificate. And he's 15 years old. He couldn't believe that he called him Kale instead of Khalil. But anyway, so, like I said, that was something to brighten us all up, and being as though we were at a funeral and it was something really, really sad. And like I said, she has two young children, aged 13 and 8 years old, that we have to look out for, because not only that, her 13-year-old daughter lost her dad last year. He was murdered, and then her mom, and then actually 5 days after her mom died, her grandfather, which is her father's father, passed away. So she lost her mom, her dad, and her granddad. So say a few prayers for me and my family. That will be wonderful. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is a mom's group that I was in on Facebook. It was called Moms Over 40 with Infants, Toddlers, and Young Children. I was in this group for about almost 2 years maybe, and it was all good. It was some things on there that I didn't agree with some of the parents were posting, and some that I did. I didn't comment as much, but if I agreed with something, I might have commented or shared my story. But some of the things, a lot of the parents that were doing, they were mom shaming some of the parents that believed in spankings, or if they gave their children cow's milk or non-organic food and stuff like that. Okay, fine. So it's been a few women in the group that will always come up with a link with research. Now, I don't follow rules, and research don't mean jack to me. So they silenced me twice in the group, and after the second time they silenced me, I left the group. And I told before I left, I told them why. They were bullying and mom shaming one mom. I reached out to that mom, and I reached out to the first mom that they silenced me about, and they were just so upset because these people were saying they was gonna call CPS. They were saying this and that. You causing this, you causing that, and these moms was they were really frustrated. And some of them just was on there to vent. So sometimes if you want to vent on any type of social media platform, sometimes you don't need advice or you don't need anybody to say nothing. You just need a listening ear. So, anyhow, after I exited the group, I got on my personal page on Facebook, which, by the way, is Sasha D. Reed. If you want to follow me or send me a friend request. Um, I got on that page about a month or so ago, and I posted why I left the group, what have you, and I made it public because I did want some of the moms that were in the group that were doing the negative stuff to see what I posted and the reason why I left. So I had one black mom that reached out to me saying sorry that happened, and she had noticed a lot of things that's changed in the group as well, and some of her stuff was being deleted. So that was a month and a half ago when that comment was left and when I left it. Yesterday, I'm on my way to work and I get a notification that someone had left a comment on that post from a month and a half ago. Now, like I said, I left it public because, I wanted some of the women in that group that I had to battle and go back and forth against them, basically calling me, saying, cursing me out, calling me everything but a nigga because they probably wanted to call me one, but of course they knew they couldn't. And if they did, I'm a challenger. I would have talked about them so bad and talked about their ancestors. Their ancestors would have came back and told them shut the fuck up. But anyhow, I noticed one of the names and I couldn't, because I was driving, read the comment, but the name looked familiar. I'm like, why the fuck is this bitch hit me up on my page about something I posted over a month or so ago? So I was excited. I couldn't wait to get to work because when I got to work, I wanted to see what she wrote so I can dig in her ass. So I got to work and she was basically she put a link on my thing again about research. The first word I saw was research, and I instantly got mad because I'm trying to tell them what works for you and your child may not work for me and my child or anybody else. Stop coming on this motherfucking page with research bullshit. Doctor said this, doctor said that. Most doctors make educated guesses. So when I saw what she put in, then she was talking about co-sleeping because I think the last lady that I took up for that got me silenced was because the last person I took up for had something to do with her being frustrated because her child was in a store having a temper tantrum like most children do, whatever, and she wanted to spank the child, and she, like I said, she believed in spanking, and so did some of the other kids. Well, long story short, they were starting to threaten her, saying this and that, putting up links and stuff like that. I basically said, she was just venting. Let her vent. She come to this group, to vent sometimes. Sometimes she don't need your opinions. So when I saw what Heidi put, and then she put a link on my thing, and she had researched that, I went in on Heidi. And I made that. Then I did a live video about it, and I made it public because I wanted her to see that shit. And I told her to screenshot this and take it back to the group because fuck y'all can't run me. Y'all don't run me. So anyway, she came back and said, "Oh wow, I'm so sorry you're in a bad mood." And I said, "I'm not in a bad mood." I said, "I just don't come on my personal page with the bullshit. Keep that shit over there in that little moms group. Y'all complaining about people going around calling, asking asking you, are your children, your grandchildren, because your hair is gray. Well, bitch, if you worried about your hair gray, first of all, you had a child over the age of 40 years old, which so did I, but I wear wigs." So if you're worrying about somebody coming to you asking you, is your 3 year old child your grandchild, bitch, dye your hair or put a fucking wig on. Plain and simple. So I basically just told her, just stay off my page. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a great mood, but you're not going to come on my page with no research shit because I'm not in that group and I'm not those group members, and nor am I the administrator. And you will not silence me on my motherfucking personal page. Okay, so enough of that bitch. My oldest son told me about a month ago that he was going to be a dad. Now, I was excited and I wasn't. I was excited because, you know, who doesn't want grandchildren? And this is my firstborn, and he's 31 years old, and you know, he hadn't had any children, other children. My other son has children, and I only see one of his children on a regular basis. I've only seen my other grandchild by my 27-year-old son one time, and she's 4 years old. So I was excited, but the girl that's having the baby, which he's been with for a long time, and she has become a part of our family. But last year she did something to our family that I could not forgive her for. Not saying that I won't ever forgive her, but I'm just not ready to forgive her. My son has forgiven her, and that's fine because he's the only one that has to deal with her. So when he initially told me that he was going to be a dad, I wasn't as happy because at that point in time I was like, I would rather you had got a random bitch pregnant besides her. But anyway, so you know, life is too short to hold grudges, and I don't hold grudges for long. I really don't, you know, but it's just on my terms is when I'll be ready to speak to her again. Well, some good news is because he told me, well, I asked him what did he want, and he, of course, he wanted a boy for his firstborn, and I wanted a girl because, like I said, I have two other grandsons, and I have one grandgirl, and the grandgirl that I only met one time is 4 years old. She lives in a different city from me, which is about 2 hours away, which is no problem, but it's just the issue with the mom. And so I wanted him to have a girl, and it's a girl. So I'm very happy that I'm going to be a grandmother of another girl, and this girl I will be able to spend time with more and help raise. So I'm very excited about that. So that is my wonderful news after my dream of Kaya, the pastor that was illiterate, and the stupid ass moms group that want to go by research and stuff. So I just wanted to come on there and share some of the stuff that's been going on with me over the past week. I said I was going to promise to try to at least get a half an hour or an hour of live every day, but I'm trying to wait until I get some more subscribers. Y'all not sending y'all people over to me. Please subscribe to Nobody Safe with Sasha. I'm on Instagram as Sasha Diva 40, and I'm on Facebook as Sasha D Reed. So please, please, please subscribe to my page. I'm only at like 79. I really would love to get to 1,000 so I can start monetizing. And then, but I definitely don't mind sharing my life with everyone. And if you watch some of my other videos, I said I'm going to be working on a book in reference to my life and family secrets. It's going to be real juicy, but it's going to be the truth. I'm in the process of trying to hook up with some family members to have some one-on-one interviews with them so that can be a part of the book. And I'm going to talk to my grandmother, who's the mother of my deceased mother. and some of the things, the family secrets that just, have been bothering me, and I'm trying to heal from them. So I use my YouTube, and mainly my YouTube for some of my healing, so I can, since other people may can benefit from it, and other people may have been going through the same thing. So I would like to share my journey with everyone. So please, please, please send your ratchet friends, send your non-ratchet friends. I do have a potty mouth, so if it's somebody that's a little bit religious and don't like too much cussing, you might not want to send them. But send their kids. I know we all got somebody that's righteous and religious, but they got some ratchet ass children and sisters or cousins and aunts. So please send everybody over. I want to get my subscribers up. I do have an interesting life, believe it or not. Um, I'm just trying to, like I said, get things situated so I can prepare for my book. I won't start finalizing it, or start really getting it all together until after January of next year coming up, because I'm gonna wait till my mom's birthday before I get my final answer, or maybe my healing, so I can move on, because my mom's been dead for 22 years, and it's just a lot of questions about some things I found out about what happened to her over her life, would probably caused her death. And me and my little sister just need healing. And so I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be talking to some cousins that their lives were affected by the family secrets. And I'm going to talk to my grandmother. And me and my sister is going to try to our best to get some healing so we can move on. And I'll write my book. And then hopefully after that book, it'll be many, many more. Because I do, like I said, I have a very interesting life. And I've calmed down a whole lot since I've had my last child, which was 3 years ago. I had her 21 years later after my last born. So that's a different story too. But like I said, please like this video, subscribe. Nobody's safe with Sasha. Send everybody over, please, please, please. I'm also a moderator on Just a Superstar Carter. Please go over there and subscribe to him as well. He's very, very funny, and he's very inspirational as well. And also, hit up Michelle ATLN. I like her. A lot of people don't like her. I don't know why, but that's their problem. But Just a Superstar. And also, like I said, Khia hasn't really been streaming live. Actually, she's on tour and stuff like that. But go and watch that video from May the 28th, 2018. And go check out her Roasting and Gag and Heather. And join in, because it's over 65,000 people and I already watched her video. But please subscribe and like and share. Have a good one, y'all. Love you. Bye.